Greetings, Tomasio here, coming at you from the Diamond in Ligonier. And today we have a very important message. As you know, last Friday, I believe, there was a shooting at a school in Oregon, and a young man who was upset that he didn't have a girlfriend decided to kill Christians. So with his guns, he came to the school, got himself into a classroom, and proceeded to basically kill everybody in the room who identified themselves as a Christian, and then others were shot in the knee or something. So the big question is this, and I have children as well, and in America, we live in America, the United States of America, and there is religious freedom in America. You are free to be a Christian, and there is no death penalty for Christianity. Okay? Now, what this young man did was he decided he was going to change the law and execute Christians, right? But there's no law against being a Christian in the United States of America. Yet this man decided he was going to make his own law and give the death penalty to Christians. So the big question is this: are you obligated as a Christian living in America where there is religious freedom to tell a deranged, drug-addicted, most likely demonically possessed loser that you're a Christian if he asks you? He says, are you a Christian? Knowing that you are going to get a bullet to your head if you say yes, are you obligated as a Christian to say yes? Is it a sin if you say you're something else? Is it a sin if you say no comprende? Is it a sin if you say I'm spiritual? Is it a sin if you say I mean, in other words, are you obligated to say, yes, I am a Christian to this person? My response is no, you're not. You are not denying Christ if you refuse to tell a deranged individual who wants to shoot Christians that you are not a Christian. Okay, if you tell people you're not a Christian, then to save your life or to save someone else's life, and the reason that that is not denying Christ, in my opinion, is because he has no legitimate authority. Now, if it was the United States government that asked you in the court of law if you were a Christian, then you would be obligated under oath to say that you are. But you're not under any obligation. I even heard guys to escape from ISIS said they were Muslims. Now, this here is something that I think is very important, especially to teach our kids that if they want to say that they're a Christian, knowing that they're going to get a bullet to their head, they will receive a martyr's reward. There's no one's disputing that. My point is, are you obligated under pain of sin and possible loss of salvation to say that you're a Christian under those circumstances? And I would say no. And the reason I would say no is because he has no right to that information. He has no legitimate authority just because he has a gun in his hand. I mean, it came out, he was upset because he didn't have a girlfriend. So he's going to kill Christians because of that? And you're going to tell me you have a moral obligation? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I did speak to a Catholic priest about this last night, and he said it would be a sin to deny Christ under those circumstances. And he kept saying, we can't be afraid and this and that. And I didn't say, it's not about being afraid. It's not about not being willing to die. It's about this person has no legitimate authority. Okay? When the book of Revelation talks about the execution of Christians, it is under the Antichrist rule. It says the whole world will worship the beast. So there is a government in control that is anti-Christian, and they force everybody, great and small, to take the mark of the beast. That is when you don't want to take the mark of the beast. Okay. Now you might say, well, what about the early Christians? Well, the early Christians, there were early Christians who denied they were Christians as well. And the church, welcomed them back. Those who wanted to come back, they were welcome back. They had to show some kind of, repentance of some sort. But it certainly was not the unforgivable sin. So, but there again, that was the legitimate authority. So, I'm not going to judge those people. You know in your heart if you're willing to die for Christ. I mean, you either are or you're not. This is not about, are you willing to die for Christ? This is about, is it God's will for you to die for Christ? Because some deranged, lonely, loser, drug-addicted, demon-possessed individual has a gun. Are you obligated to tell him you're a Christian? I would say no. Okay? So, teach your kids that. I would say let your kids know, because they shouldn't have to be afraid of being a Christian in America. Now there is coming a time, okay, if America gives into the beast, whatever, that's a different story. But right now we need to fight for our rights as Christians. Religious freedom in America, that's what we're standing for. And this guy had no right to deny the religious freedom of those Christians in that room, and they had no obligation to him whatsoever. Okay? God bless. Leave some comments too. Thanks.